Hi, in this particular video we're going to be looking at factorizing. So this is a core algebra skill aimed at round about grade 4 on a GCSE. Please, as always, stop the video, have a go at each of the questions, compare your solutions. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to add a comment below. I'll always come back to you. Have a look also at 3 Minute Maths, which is the website, and you'll be able to download this particular question sheet if you prefer to work on a piece of paper. Okay, I'll look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Hi, in this particular video we're going to be looking at factorizing, which is it's kind of a core algebra skill. It's probably aimed at round about grade 4 on a GCSE. The principles are fairly similar as you kind of work through. What you're looking at firstly is the numbers. So in this particular case I've got two terms. I've got 6x and 24. Well, the number that's the highest number that will divide into 6 and into 24 is actually 6 itself. So I take 6 out. And then I say, is there any letters, or are there any letters which are common to both terms? Now in this particular case there aren't, so I'm going to only take 6 out, and then I open some brackets and I say, what do I multiply 6 by to get 6x? Well, I multiply it just by x. And then what do I multiply 6 by to get plus 24? Well, it's going to be plus 4. And actually that's it. This whole process then continues with the rest of the questions. We're looking at numbers first, then letters afterwards. So let's have a look at number 2. With this, I haven't got any number here, but I've got a 9 here, or a minus 9 there. So actually I can't do anything with the numbers. But if I look at the letters, I've got y squared, which means y times y, and then I've got y in the second term. So I can take y out because y is common to both. And then I can say, well, in that case, my bracket is going to be y here and minus 9 here, because y times y is y squared, and y times minus 9 is going to be minus 9y. So basically, I'm doing that sort of thing. So if you want to check it, you can say, well, that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's move on then to question number 3. So again, looking at the numbers, 5 is the highest number that divides into 5 and into 25, and I have no letter that's common to both. So I'm only going to take 5 out and say, well, that must be m plus 5. That's it. Let's move on then to question number 4. Again, no letters that and no numbers that are common, but I have v and v squared. So I'm going to take v out of the equation, and that's multiplied by 3 and then v again, because v times 3 is 3v and v times minus v is going to be minus v squared. Okay, let's move on then to question number 5. Now question number 5, we actually have got numbers and letters which are common to both terms. If we look at 8 and 12, the biggest number that will divide into both is going to be 4. So I'm going to take 4 out, okay? And then if I have a look at the letters, I've got MP and I've got m squared. Well, m squared means basically m times m. So I've got m, which is common to both terms. So I can take 4m out. And what do I multiply 4m by to get 8mp? Well, let's look at the numbers. So 4 times 2 is going to be 8, and 4m times, or rather m times mp, so I need a p over here, okay? Because if I multiply this out, 4 times 2 is 8, and m times p is 8 is mp. Okay, let's have a look at minus 12m squared. Well, that's going to be minus 3m, okay? Because 4 times minus 3 is minus 12, and m times m is m squared. Okay, hopefully that's all right for you. Let's move on then to question number 6. So the biggest number that goes into both is going to be 7. Okay, and then I've also got b, which is common to both. I'm sorry about that. Didn't leave myself much space there. So 7 times 2 and b times a. Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14, and b times a is ab. And then I've got minus 3, and this time I've got c. Okay, so just be very careful to work through these. Please do stop the video, have a go at each of these questions, and then compare your solutions. These are usually a couple of marks on a GCSE paper. Okay, so biggest number is going to be 7, and I've got B as common to both terms, so I'm taking B out, and that's going to be A plus 3. Okay, hopefully that's all right for you. Let's move on to the next one. 5 is the biggest number that's common to both terms. And then T. Okay, take T out. So that's going to be T plus 7. 5t times t is 5t squared, and 5t times 7 is 35t. Okay, let's move on then to question number 9. So question number 9, the biggest number that will divide into both is going to be 8. So I've got 8. I haven't got 2 letters. I haven't got letters in both terms, so therefore it's just going to be 8. That's going to be 2x plus 5. Okay, let's move on to question number 10. The biggest number that will divide into both is going to be 2. Okay, and then I've got x, y, and x squared. So I'm going to take 2x out of the equation. That's going to become 3y plus 8x. Okay, let's just check that. 2 times 3 is 6, and x times y is xy, and 2 times 8 is 16, and x times x is x squared. Okay, brilliant, no problems at all. Let's look at number 11. So it's kind of the other way around now, where the smaller number is actually after the larger number. So we've got 9 here and 8 in here, but it just exactly the same. All we do is we take 9 out. There are no common letters to both, so I'm going to say 9. Well, if I multiply that by 2, I get 18, and y, I get 18y, and then 9 times minus 1. Okay, you can't just ignore this. You have to make sure that you've got 2 terms within the bracket. 9 times minus 1 is minus 9. Okay, let's move on then to question number 12. Well, the biggest number that will come out is going to be 15, and the common letters to both terms is going to be y, so I'm going to get 15y. And again, 15y times 1 will give me 15y, and then 15y times minus 2y will give me 30y squared. Okay, so don't forget you do need those ones in your brackets if you need to use them. Okay, so we're nearly finished now. Let's move on then to question number 13. Please do add a comment below if you're not sure about anything. I'll always come back to you. So the biggest number that will divide into 6 and into 26 is actually going to be 2. And in this particular case, although it looks like I should have, unfortunately, I don't have any letters that are common to both terms. So actually, I'm going to take 2 out, and that's going to become 3x squared. I'm going to take 2 out of here. That's going to be 13y squared. Okay, so a little bit of an awkward one, but nevertheless, that would be correct. Okay, let's have a look at 14. Biggest number is going to be 7. And if I look at the letters, I've got A, B, C and A, B. So I'm actually going to take A, B out of both terms. So I've got 7AB multiplied by C will give me 7ABC, and multiplied by 2 will give me 14AB. Okay, number 15 then. Biggest number that goes into both is going to be 8. So looking at the letters, now a little bit careful on this one. This means x times x. So I can take x out of both terms. And this means y times y. So I can take y out of both terms. So I'm going to take 8. XY. So a little bit trickier, this one. Okay, open the brackets. What do I multiply that by to get that? Well, I multiply it by 2x. What do I multiply that by to get that? Is going to be plus 5y. Okay, because 8 times 5 is 40, and xy times y is going to be y squared. Okay, so a little bit tricky, but we'll try it again with question number 16, which is the last question in this particular video. So 8 is going to be the biggest number. And then I've got this very strange, I've got A cubed, which means A times A times A. And I've got B here, and I've got A there, and I've got Y, and I've got B cubed. Okay, so you've got to look really carefully at this one. Okay, so the biggest letter, or the biggest number first, is going to be 8. So I'm going to take 8 out. Okay, is A common to both? Well, yes, it is. So I'm going to take A out. Is B common to both? Well, yes, it is. I'm going to take B out. I haven't got any Y in this term. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, so let's take 8AB and see what happens. Okay, what do I multiply this by to get this? Well, I multiply it by A squared. What do I multiply this by to get this? I get minus 2. And be careful here, YB squared. Okay, so let's just be very careful about that one. So 8AB times A squared is going to give you 8A cubed B. And then 8 times minus 2 is minus 16. And A times Y times B squared is going to give me B cubed. Okay, so a bit of a tricky one to actually finish on, but I don't think those sorts of questions come up too often. To be honest with you, probably the most likely ones on a GCSE paper are going to be the first, maybe, let's say the first 14 of them. So once you got down to about here, okay, you're absolutely fine. Okay, I hope the video has been useful to you. Please do add a comment below if you're not sure about anything. Always add a like is really appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll look forward to seeing you inside the next video.